what this is. This is a. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to yell. Okay. This is a panel called Movies Everybody Disagrees With You On. This what?
All right, that's good.
Okay. This is a panel. Can you hear me now? Okay. This is a panel called
Science.
Movies Everyone Disagrees With You On. This is pretty much, actually not as much about us, this is much more about you guys, because the thing about movies that a lot of people, including us as our persona sometimes, will try to tell you is that there's good movies and bad movies and there's no in between, and they should make a book about what's good and what's bad and
Well,
stuff.
aren't there?
And honestly, movies, like any form of art, it's not a mathematical formula, it's not a science, nothing's exact about it, it's all opinion-based.
It's not.
You shouldn't be at this panel.
But if you look at the chart, it's totally a mathematical formula.
If you flip a coin, it comes up heads, it's like, that's fact, it just came up heads. But if you say, whatever, one movie is good, one movie is bad, that's not fact, it's opinion. And movies, like any form of art, they're supposed to make you feel something, and everybody's going to be raised different or come from a different environment or different culture, different age group, whatever. So everybody's just going to have a different reaction to something, and movies are the exact same way. So here, we're just talking about films that either everybody hates but you love, or everybody loves but you hate, and just finding out that there is no right or wrong answer. It's just about explaining yourself, and if anything, when you talk about movies that someone else disagrees with you on, rather than shoving your opinion saying you're wrong, when you ask why, you may find out something about that person that you never knew before, something that's actually really cool, really frightening, but more really cool. You find out more about the person. That's one of the great things that movies, like I said, any form of art should do. You find out more about a person. You find out more about life. You find out about all that great stuff. With that said, I always start off with a movie that everyone disagrees with me on. We'll go down the line just with our sad confessions about it, or no, our proud confessions, damn it, because we stand by them. And a film that everyone disagrees with me on. I'm trying to think of a good one. Here's a good one. I hated Dark Knight Rises.
Thank you.
No, they didn't. No, you can tell half the room was like, yeah, the other half is like, dude. Used to love you. And I couldn't get into it. I love The Dark Knight, and I like Batman Begins. I couldn't get into it because I felt it was trying to shove a little too much. Batman, I felt was turning into a little bit too much of a doofus being taken advantage of constantly.
Yes.
And I felt, I'll try not to give anything away, but with Bane being kind of not doing it for himself, but doing it for a past villain. It's sort of like if the Joker came in at Dark Knight and said, I'm doing this for the Scarecrow! He's just not as cool. It's not as cool. But there's definitely stuff I liked in, but for me, I couldn't quite get into it. And then the secret villain at the end. No, really, this was the villain. That person's not on any of the posters or anything, but you're supposed to really hate that person now, so... but a lot of people disagree, and a lot of people really like that movie. It made a ton of money. So again, it's just my opinion. If you like it, great, go ahead and like it. Part of the fun is discussing it. So here, we'll start down here. Malcolm, what's one that you hate or you like, everyone else disagrees?
All right. I actually like Spider-Man 3, the Sam Raimi one. Come on! The thing is like, I know that Sam Raimi was just kind of basically trolling everybody because he didn't want to do a third film. Because the producers told him to, shove in all these villains and these plot lines, and he was like, well, okay, I'll do it. And you can see, like, his particular style in that. He's just, having fun with it. Even with emo Peter Parker, his jazz dance. I love that scene. I was like, this is hilarious. So, yeah, that's just me. I hated that.
I really like Titanic. I think the romance between Louis Zane and Leonardo DiCaprio is I'm just gonna say it, and it's a shame Brad Jones isn't here, but it's always the first one that comes up in my head is I love Batman Returns. It's my favorite Batman. It is sick, it is twisted, it has no fucking clue what the hell it's doing half the time, but it's just got Christopher Walken as well, so I just love that movie. Like, I like it. I don't admit this mostly in public, but I like it more than The Dark Knight. I like it more than Tim Burton's first Batman film. I'm just saying, I love that movie. Now, if you want me to defend it as the greatest movie ever, no. But I enjoy watching it more than any of the other Batman films. I can hear Ben at the Sage, like, feeling a disturbance in the force right now. Ooh, somebody said they liked Batman Returns, but fuck.
I am the only person in the world who liked Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Okay. I've been there, two of us. We multiply at each convention. There'll be in two more, then two more, then two more. I don't know. You know, every movie I go to, at some point, there's something in it that takes me out of it. Even The Dark Knight. Like that scene at the end where he's fighting the Joker and all of a sudden he's blinded by those electronic eyes he's using. Why did he just turn the electronic eyes off? You know? But from start to finish, I was just sucked into the story of Kingdoms of the Crystal Skull, and by the end, it was like the movie was over, and I was just, if I could just lose myself in a film like that, I enjoy it, you know? And even Shia LaBeouf worked kind of. He was playing a greaser. The fight between the preppies and the greasers, that worked for me, you know? I had, okay, admittedly, the CGI ants sucked. And Psychic